if you're starting a school, in case you never have, the library is a really complicated bit to buy. You can't just go onto Amazon and buy a library. And so this was a puzzle to me. In fact, in starting the senior school, I wrote to our board and said, I think I can do all the bits of it, but what I don't know how to do is how to get a library. That's too tricky. It's almost as soon as I'd written it, within a week, somebody wrote and said, oh, there's somebody selling some books in a little town called Int'l, which I can pick them up. And I said, perfect, get as many of them as you can, especially if it's for the senior school. But she got back to me and said, no, actually, there's too many. I've got like this box of like 20 books, and you can have them, but you should go and see. And so I was like, okay. And I called the board chairman, whose daughter is at the school, and I said, let's go drive the 3 hours or 4 hours to Int'l. And but I said, we are gonna go in faith, and we're gonna take all the seats out of our little minivan so that we can pack it full of books. So we got up really early in the morning. I was in communication with the guy that was selling the books, and I said, can you just please hold all of them? We'll buy all of them. And he's like, no, you have to come. I'm opening it up. All the homeschooling families are gonna be there. So we drove for 4 hours. We get there at 9 o'clock or whenever, and he throws open his door, and it was like, you know, a library in the middle of nowhere. This missionary guy, who had been a librarian, decided to start a little mission school in this little town of Int'l. So he had brought this whole collection. It was all like cataloged and ready to go, and it's all your classics, like, you know, Nancy Drew, and, you know, I mean, basically, if you think of a classic, he had it in his library. So it was not like a random donation, which you'd often see in these little mission schools of, you know, romance novels that missionary moms have sort of like donated because they've read them or whatever. There's like proper old, but all your proper books, you know, Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn, and I mean, all the, so we're like, okay, can we just have your kitchen and we'll just start throwing books? And he's like, it's free for all, everybody can take as many, but you can put your books in the kitchen. So, you know, I remember one time there was this, or one of the incidents was this lady with, going through the biography section, and I was like, I hope you don't want any biographies after K, because those ones are gone. And so we grabbed up all the books, yeah. So, so in the middle of nowhere, 2 weeks after writing that email, we suddenly had an entire library. It did not fit into my van. We had to rent a lorry. We got all the bookshelves from them, and the total cost of the whole library and all the books they were selling, including the bookshelves, was $1,000, including the lorry, yeah, the truck to bring all this stuff.